Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today is the Cookiecast NFL podcast for week 16. It's the week 15 review, week 16 preview. On this episode, it's just myself and the stats mistress. You'll have to ignore the break in the middle where there's somebody at the door. But other than that, it's full of all the stats and bits and pieces that you enjoy from the NFL podcast. So have a listen to this and see what you think to NFL podcast week 15 review, 16 preview. Beep beep. Can't get around. Can't get in.
You can get in. Whoa! I'm just you're wearing a matching jersey.
Super exciting. So here we go. It's podcast time.
It is.
Let's do this.
Yep.
It's Cookiecast NFL podcast.
Yorkshire's number one NFL
podcast. Yep. I'm here.
You are.
You're here.
I'm here.
And if you listen closely, you can hear nothing. Because that's it.
There's just me and thee.
Just me and you. Managed to not only chase all the guests away,
But Chasey glamorous.
chase away the glamorous co-host.
I'll have to be the glamorous co-host and stats.
So it's too much for one man to take on.
Good job I'm a woman then. That was awful. Can we edit that out?
Can we edit that out? Yeah, you can edit that out.
I don't know how.
In fact, do it now. Go on, crack on. Do you know what week it is?
It is week 15. Well, no, it's week 16.
Week 15 review. Week 16 preview.
Yes.
End is in sight, people.
It's scary.
Staring down the barrel.
Fantasy season is almost in the bag.
It is?
It's not in my bag.
It's not in my bag either.
My bag blew away in the wind.
Right then, let's have a little looky loo. For you YouTube watchers, we are both wearing the same jersey.
His and hers matching jerseys.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say there's a reason that we're both wearing the same jersey,
Why is it?
which will be revealed later. But for those of you who don't know numbers,
This is a number 7.
This is a number 7, and today's letter is S for Steelers. Ooh, what's the word of the podcast? Did you even bother?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, word of the podcast is capitulate.
Capitulate.
Yes.
What does it mean? Can you
I
use
shall
it
tell
in a
you.
sentence?
It means cease to resist an opponent or an unwelcome demand.
Ooh, that's probably a really good one for NFL sort of stuff.
Quite easy. So the actual in a sentence that I've got here says,
Go on.
the Patriots had to capitulate to the enemy forces. Right, it helps if I can speak.
Does help if you can speak.
Do you want me to repeat that?
Go on.
The Patriots had to capitulate to the enemy forces. Still no better.
One more time. Bit too America there for me.
Okay. You get the fantasy stacks up. You won't be able to find it without
Look, I've done it.
your co-host.
My co-host normally directs me, but he's not here today. So, It was a 2-week situation.
Yep.
So we need to go through the store of the week and what that means for the overall. So who won and who moves on and who moves down and who moves. And then we have to know who won what.
We only went with scores for an overall winner. Predictions for an overall winner of each matchup.
Pretty sure that's not true.
It is.
Pretty sure that's not true.
Yeah.
Pretty sure there was definitely conversations where I was like,
yeah, you
win this week.
were having conversations like that. That's not what was captured.
So, first game on my list, best game of the week. Some might say best game of the week. Some might say best game of the week. As Thomas Quinn pointed out, moments before kickoff on Sunday, it was going to be a very tense time in the Cook-Davies household.
Not tense at all.
No?
No.
Because we were going into week 2 of, or game 2 of the playoff situation with only 1 point between our teams.
That is true.
76, 77 or the other way around?
No, 77.
77, 76. Whew.
I won. Week 1.
So,
Tell me what happened in week 2.
in week 2, you scored 63 points to give you a total of 140.
Mm-hmm.
I scored 70 points to give me a total of 146.
So you were overall winner.
I was the overall winner.
Which Paul went with. He thought it would only be 1 point and it was actually 6 in the end.
6 total points in the end.
And I went with that.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah.
So week 1, the Cookie with the win versus Come On Sack One. The next game on my list was for the top one of the top table games.
Yeah.
James Forrester Gray's Foosball is the Devil was going up against Colin Wright's Obi-Wan Mahomes. Cole scored. See, I looked at it. A lot of low-scoring games this week.
It's because there's so many
Injuries, players not playing,
and there were so
all
many
sorts of stuff.
random outputs from the actual games.
Cole scored 64 points, which is a
Very
low scoring game.
Especially for him.
Yes, especially for Cole. Cole, come on. James Forrest Gray's Foosball is Devil scored 68 points.
Oh.
So not really all that much in it, but that then resulted in Foosball is Devil had 142. Obi-Wan Mahomes 169 total points to give Cole the win.
And that was correctly predicted by all 3 of us last week. Cole for the win.
Did we have JFG on the phone?
Not last week, that was from week 1.
From the week before.
Yeah.
Next game.
Ooh, this was a
tough one to
kicker.
swallow, ladies and gentlemen. A tough one to swallow. I don't need a gun. I've got a donk. Thomas Quinn going up against everyone's favourite team, Matthew 2 Teams Hurley. He's Kaepernick's Nike. I think it was fairly close going into the second week. Kaepernick's Nike posted 82 points. Thomas Quinn posted 98 points.
The second week win. But
Second week win. Unfortunately, and there's not much in it. Thomas Quinn's I don't need a gun, I've got a donk. 203. And Matthew 2 Teams Hurley's Kaepernick's Nike 210. So what that means over those 2 games between Foosball is the Devil and Obi-Wan Mahomes and I don't need a gun, I've got a donk and Kaepernick's Nike, that has set the final.
Yeah.
Final will be everyone's favourite team, Matthew 2 Teams Hurley going up with his Kaepernick's Nike going up against Colin writes Obi-Wan Mahomes.
Could be interesting.
The bracket below that will be Tom versus JFG. So there we go. That's all done, dusted, tidied away. Next game. Philip Walls' Rivers Deep, Josh Gordon High, going up against Matthew Moore's Feeling Good. Another one where there can't have been all that much in it. Well, there isn't all that much in it. There's a point in it for the week's games.
This week.
Phil with a 76, Matthew Moore with a 77. It didn't change the outcome of the overall though. Matthew Moore's Feeling Good, 145 versus Philip Walls' Rivers Deep, Josh Gordon High, 174 points for the win.
Excellent, we all predicted that correctly. Oh, and meant to say on the Tom Quinn Matthew Hurley game, yourself and Paul predicted that right. I backed Tom, unfortunately. Let me down, Tom.
You let everybody down, Tom.
No, I look like the loser.
You let everyone down, Tom. The
big score.
Yeah, big scores here. Fifth game. Paul Williams is Hyde and Zeke going up against the Simbins only member Tim Lacey's Squirrel Killers. The Squirrel Killers decided the end of the season's the time to play, apparently. Because I'm pretty sure Tim was like leagues ahead after week one.
Yeah, because he
must have had 139 points. Yeah, rocking the Henry. Paul did have all that many points to start with. Paul posted 84 this week. Squirrel Killers posted 124 to add to his already monumental lead. Hyde and Zeke's finishing score of 149 couldn't come up close to the Squirrel Killers' 263. 263.
Epic score.
That is an epic score.
Over 2 weeks.
Over 2 weeks.
Myself and Paul predicted that outcome.
To give the Squirrel Killers the win.
You backed Paul?
Paul, you let me down. Final game, week 15. Really low scores here. Benji Keep's Oxford Browns went up against Rob Rafton's Yorkshire Knights. Benji Keep with 45, Rob Rafton with 56. Two really low scores. Overall,
Benji's overall score
for 2 weeks is 79 points. Rob's score over 2 weeks is 139. Obviously gives Rob the win. I mean, there's so many zeros there. Benji posted 4 players with 0 points this week. I think Benji's already looking ahead to next season.
Yes.
And his drafting capabilities of said season. So there we go. So, who won?
So, Paul won on the predictions that week. He got every outcome right.
Wow, good going.
Very good going. Over the 2 weeks, although this doesn't quite work because we didn't predict the individual games, but I won based on the 2 week predictions.
Really?
But we don't do a lot with that data, so it doesn't go anywhere.
No, I think it's still down as somebody has to go back through the historic records and sort out the data to work out who actually won predicting the Fantasy League. Obviously, this nothing can really change. The standings are very much similar to what they were. Sitting comfortably at the top is Colin Wright's Obi-Wan Mahomes. Joint second place is Matthew Tooty's Hurley with Kaepernick's Nike. Tom Quinn's I Don't Need a Gun, I've Got a Donk, whatever it is. The only man at number 4, James Forrester Gray's Foosball is the Devil. Only man at number 5 is Matthew Moore's Feeling Good. 3 people at 6, Philip Walls, Josh Gordon High, Leanne Davies, Come On Saquon, myself, The Cookie, Two people at number 9 is Paul Williams, Hide and Zeke, Tim Lacey's Squirrel Killers. One man at number 11 is Rob Rafton's Yorkshire Knights, and the man sitting comfortably at the bottom is Benji Keep's Oxford Browns.
There you go.
So,
are we going to go through the playoffs for this week?
we are.
Do you want to do predictions on those?
Yeah. So game 1 on my phone is my good self, the Cookie. I've got to say, Phil, I kind of always knew it was going to come down to this, mate. Me versus Philip Walls' River Deep, Josh Gordon High. Current projections suggest 82 points for the Cookie, being dwarfed by 97 points from Philip. Personally, I'll be backing Phil on that one.
Yeah. I'm afraid I think.
Paul?
Well, we'll leave a little blank space where your prediction ones. If you want to phone them in afterwards, then
Get him on the phone quick.
give me a bell.
Get him on the phone. Next game of the week. It's the big one, boys and girls. Should have probably left this till last. Matthew Tutu's Hurley He's Kaepernick's Nike goes up against Colin Wright's Obi-Wan Homies for the big one, boys and girls. Both teams projecting 101 points.
Wowzer.
Love the sound of the house being absolutely destroyed. I hate to say it, Cole, but I think we all know the way this is going to go. He's just got you. He's got you beat. He's going to win. We all know this. We've known this since day one. We've known it since week 1. We've known it since moment 1. Since we all had to sit painfully through the draft, we knew the way this was going to go. Put me down for Toots, unfortunately.
You're going with Tits.
Tits? What?
Toots.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going with Cole. Is this just a 1 week play? Okay.
It's always good to know that the head of the Yorkshire's #1 NFL podcast has no idea how
fancy.
things this
Paul, can you tell us? Because you're a man that would know.
Paul would know. Paul's not here.
No.
Who you're going for?
Cole.
You're going for Cole. Paul. Next game of the week is I don't even know, the winners consolidation bracket, I think it's called on the thing. James Forrester Grace Foosball is the devil versus Thomas Quinn, my boy. Thomas Quinn. I don't need a gun, I've got a donk.
Doesn't need to win because he's got a donk.
No, he doesn't. He was throwing all of his toys out the pram the other day, saying that he was just going to drop all his players because it doesn't matter now. But I still think he's going to take the win this week.
Okay. Yeah.
It's probably 2 weeks, isn't it? Would that make sense? Won't the season be ending?
With the New Year's games.
If any of you know how many weeks this is,
Help us.
ring us now.
Right now.
Okay. Tom for me.
Yeah. Thomas and Thomas.
Tom for you. Next game of the week, the Simbins only member, Tim Lacey's Squirrel Killers, goes up against Matthew Moore's Feeling Good. Full lineup set from both. Yeah, Tim, what's the deal? You know you're supposed to play through the season, don't you? Not just at the end. Matthew Moore's Feeling Good, 70 points projection. Tim Lacey's Squirrel Killers, 94 points. What's going on, Tim? I'll go with Tim.
I'm going with Tim. Yes. I agree.
Wonderful. We concur. Oh, here we go. Now we're talking money. Player play, money talks. Rob Rafton
Yes.
3-time Emmy Award winner. 3-time Ace Award winner. 3-time podcast guest. Back to back. B to B. Rob Rafton. His team, the Yorkshire Knights, takes on the only female member of the league, the stats mistress, Miss Leanne Davies. Come on, sack one. Early projections suggest both lineups set. Early projections suggest 72 points, Rob Rafton. 83 points, Leanne Davies.
Ooh. I'm actually going to back myself in this matchup.
I'm going to back you as well.
I think we're vying for no, we're not actually vying for bottom. That's the final game. But it'll be vying for position 10 and 9 of the league. Out of 12, remember.
Crucial game. Crucial points on the board.
Not even in the playing for some car coasters.
Oh, last place car coasters. I can't even win them.
No.
I can't win them.
It makes me sad.
If only I had loads of American football helmets to cushion the blow.
If only.
The last game.
Wait, who are you backing?
You.
Thanks. I haven't actually set my lineup yet. It's just rolled forward from last week.
Wow. She's only gone on Toots, ladies and gentlemen. Right, the last game of the week. Benji keeps Oxford Browns taking on Paul Williams is hide and seek. Early projections suggest a whopping 59 points for Benji. Versus a whopping 94 points for Mr. Williams.
I'm going Paul.
I'm going Paul. Have we picked any different games there? No way.
Yes. You went with 2 T's.
Oh, and you went with Cole.
I went with Cole.
Split the difference, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Right, week 16. Look forward to it. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Right. Do we want stats before we recap on the actual games, or do you want to go through the actual game results before stats?
Do the game results.
Okay.
Go. I'll have a drink.
Okay, you're not bringing up the scores. I don't have the scores down.
I can do scores.
I don't know if we need them.
Oh yeah, that's what we want, week 11. What week were on? 14? No.
Sing along, people.
Sing it if you know it. So, some very surprising scores this week. A lot of teams. I imagine there's going to be some surprises here.
Yes.
For example, game 1.
Is that the Chargers-Chiefs game?
Chargers-Chiefs. The Chargers beat the Chiefs by 1 point, 29-28. Obviously, we all got that one, didn't we?
None of us got that
No,
one.
nobody got that one.
Paul predicted a 1 point win.
Oh, we did.
But to the Chiefs.
Wah, wah,
Wrong side.
wah.
No points in predictions there.
No points.
Next.
The next game of the week is the Jets versus the Texans. Texans took a 1-score lead, 29-22 for the win.
We all predicted that correctly.
The Browns versus the Broncos. Another very close game. The Browns cinched a victory with 1 point, 17-16.
Paul and I got that correct.
The next game of the week was the Falcons versus the Cardinals. The Falcons destroyed the Cardinals.
Yep.
40-14.
Big win. We all predicted that correctly. Falcons to win.
Clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
Next game was the Bengals versus the Raiders. The Bengals beat the Raiders 30-16.
And you yourself got that right. Well done. Nobody expected either of those teams to win.
Next game of the week, Vikings-Dolphins. Vikings destroyed the Dolphins with a 41-17 victory.
Paul and I got that correct.
Boo. Let's talk Colts-Cowboys.
Ooh.
The Cowboys were shut out to the Colts this week. 23 bagel.
Donut. You got that right?
Ravens-Bucks.
Ravens.
The Ravens took on the Buccaneers, and the Ravens beat the Buccaneers 20-12.
We all got that correct. Clean sweep.
The Bills versus the Lions, another very close one. The Bills narrowly beat the Lions 14-13.
Paul and I got that correct.
Oh, boo. Packers took on the Bears and lost 24-17.
All of us got that right. I was just wondering what I'd written there. Paul predicted a 14-point win, but it was only 7 difference.
The Jaguars took on the Redskins. The Jaguars subsequently lost to the Redskins. It was a 16-13 victory for the Redskins.
You and I got that right. Me.
Giants-Titans. Another shutout. The Giants did not put a point on the board. The Titans put 17 points on the board.
And there's only one man that predicted that correctly. And that was this man. Back in the Titans. Yep, back in my board.
So, here we go. The 49ers played the Seahawks. The 49ers beat the Seahawks 26-23. I mean, what?
We all predicted a Seahawks win. You predicted that the Seahawks would win by 26. Not that the 49ers would get 26 points.
Gonna leave that one. I'm just gonna leave it till the end.
Okay.
The Rams played the Eagles. Obviously, Carson Wentz fractured back.
Yeah.
Which always does the same. Brings in Nick Foles, and the Eagles beat the Rams 30-23.
There's some stats about that.
I'm sure there are.
The location and how it was the same location that started the Super Bowl win for the Eagles. I think they've left it a bit late. None of us predicted that outcome.
The Panthers played the Saints. The Saints beat the Panthers. As you said about this, really low scoring out. The Panthers scored 9 and the Saints scored 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure about that.
You and I got that correct. Paul backed the Panthers in that situation. Odd one, Paul.
Pretty sure I said at the time. Really strange thing to do. I have intentionally skipped a game, which might allude to why we're both wearing the same jersey.
Tell me.
I will tell you. The only game I didn't mention was the Steelers going up against the Patriots. The Steelers beat the Patriots 17-10.
Yay.
It's a whole scoring play they beat them by. So
Paul predicted that correctly. I did not stand behind my team. I thought the Patriots would win.
It's hugely disappointing.
But
so what does that do?
In summary, it was... Well, you and Paul got 8 predictions correct each, but I got 10. 10. A whopping 10. Go me.
Yeah.
Yay. Right. Stats. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay.
Stat me up.
So,
Can I just say something that didn't mention right at the beginning of the podcast. But this is like the week before Christmas podcast. NFL week before Christmas podcast. Look, I don't even think you'll be able to see it on there, so I'm going to have to move it into frame. Look, it's Christmas. Jingle jangle. For all you audio listeners, you'll be able to hear the jingle jangle. For all you watchers, check out my Deadpool Christmas tree. It's cool. Yeah, boy. Anyway.
And that is the extent of our Christmas.
That is all the Christmas decoration that we have in the house at the moment, due to being terrorised by terrorists.
Steady. Cat.
They're terrorists.
Okay, are you ready for some stats?
I was born ready for stats.
So, we'll give some credit to Alex Finnis from the Telegraph.
Straight in with the credit. Why not? Get out of the way. Go.
So, Josh Rosen had a sorry time against Atlanta for the Cardinals. That he was mercy benched for Mike Lennon in the second half.
Mercy benched.
Didn't realise that.
Mercy benched? What is this terminology?
I think Alex Finnis felt sorry for him.
Why not?
So Rosen completed just over 50% of his passes and had 2 picks before being pulled from the field.
Jesus.
After 5 weeks without scoring more than 20 points, the Falcons finally doubled that tally in week 15 by putting up 40 on the Cardinals. Tevin Coleman had the best day of his career after struggling for much of the season, racking up 145 yards and a touchdown from just 11 carries. The defence also recorded 7 sacks and 2 picks.
Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Next.
Cody Kessler for the Jaguars had 57 passing yards against the Redskins, rushing for more yards than he actually passed for. The Redskins weren't much better, but Josh Johnson's NFL start saw him gain 151 passing yards and a trio of field goals from Dustin Hopkins, including a 36-yard game winner with no time left, which propelled the Redskins to a 16-13 triumph over the host Jaguars in a game that kept Washington's postseason hopes alive. Slim hopes, but they are still.
No. It ain't happening, kids.
Number 3.
Alright.
Sam Darnold for the Jets was the top graded quarterback in the NFL this week according to Pro Football Focus. He made the Texans sweat for their win on Saturday night. You want to comment on that?
Okay.
He made the Texans sweat for their win on Saturday night, finishing 24 of 38 for 252 yards and 2 touchdowns. His performances these past 2 weeks have given Jets fans something to get excited about again after a wretched couple of months. Number 4. Nick Mullins, 49ers quarterback, has thrown for 675 yards against the Seahawks this season. That's more than any quarterback has ever thrown for against Seattle in a single season. That's any quarterback ever. He looked great on Sunday, completing 20 of 29 for 275 yards and a score, and seems to be really growing as an NFL quarterback. No matter how his career goes from here, he'll always remember the day he pulled off an overtime victory over Russell Wilson.
I think we've said each week he looks reasonably good. He looks good as a quarterback. I'd seen a stat that was like the 49ers haven't beaten the Seahawks since like 2006 or something at home, because it was at home as well, wasn't it? And then that stat is now gone.
Now washed away in the rain. Number 5. Josh Allen's been tearing teams apart with his legs for the Bills. I feel like I said something wrong there.
Nope.
But he moved back to his arm this week to orchestrate a fourth quarter comeback win over the Lions. Allen only completed 50% of his passes but forged a strong relationship with Robert Foster, who caught 4 passes for 108 yards and a score. As good as Foster looked, Kenny Golladay was by far and away still the best receiver on the field in Buffalo. Golladay has been Matthew Stafford's saving grace in a down year for the Lions quarterback, and caught 7 passes for 146 yards on Sunday, helping set up each of Detroit's second quarter scoring drives. Unfortunately, they achieved the sweet sum of nothing over the rest of the game.
Anybody want to guess why Golladay did that? Anybody guess? Anybody?
Bueller.
Bueller.
Monument.
is the correct answer.
Of course he was. Who leaves him on the bench then?
Me and Tom.
Okay.
2 different leagues. It's okay.
Say,
We don't talk about the other league.
The mini league. Number 6. The run-happy Vikings crushed Miami for 220 rushing yards while Dalvin Cook piled up 88 total yards in the first quarter alone, en route to a brilliant 20-touch, 163-yard, 2-score afternoon in a win for the Vikings. Ryan Tannehill was tossed about on the field for an outrageous 9 sacks against a dazed and confused Miami line. The win leaves the Vikings locked in as the NFC's 6th seed with a road bout in Detroit before closing the year at home against the Bears. It'll be a tough one, but...
Jesus. Can you imagine if you were staring down that barrel?
Not knowing that the Bears were coming by.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just sort of like, that's going to be a loss. Number 7. Browns won their first game versus the Broncos since 1990. It's, 28 years? No. 38 years.
Definitely not.
20?
Right the first time.
Can't add. There's a chance the Browns can still make the playoffs, but only if the Colts and Titans tie in Week 17 and a couple of other results go their way. 2 men stole the limelight against the Broncos on Saturday. The first was Nick Chubb, who continued his excellent rookie season by rushing for around 100 yards from 20 carries, and the second was safety Jabril Peppers, who had an interception and also blitzed past the Denver offensive.
Jeebus! I honestly thought I was going to have to hit you around the back of the head then. I thought it was like some kind of stuck record situation.
It was. The word was stuck.
Wow.
Let's start again.
No!
He blitzed past the Denver offensive line to sack Case Keenum on the final play of the game, sealing a 17-16 win.
Just so we're all on the same page, anytime I hear the name Jabril Peppers, all I can ever think is Resident Evil 1. The game, not the film. Because there's a bit, for all of you that's over a certain age, if you go cast your minds back to playing Resident Evil 1 for the first time, there's a bit where Barry goes, "Whoa, you're almost a gibble sandwich." And
get like squashed in a lift or something.
Yeah, Jill nearly got squashed, didn't she? And yeah, so every time I hear Jabril, I'm like, Gibble
sandwich.
Number
8. The Packers are finally officially out of playoff contention after losing to the Bears. The Bears clinched the NFC North Division title for the first time since 2010 by silencing Aaron Rodgers and the division rival Packers at Soldier Field. Aaron Rodgers' NFL record streak of 402 passing attempts without an interception was snapped late in the fourth quarter. Bears safety Eddie Jackson swiped a tipped pass in the end zone as the Packers were threatening to cut into a double-digit lead. It's fitting that Rodgers' streak ended on the same day that Green Bay's season was squashed.
And would anybody like to guess why that was broken? No, I didn't have the Packers on the bench or whatever. As you said, they showed that stat like 80 times at the beginning of that game.
Oh, yeah, about it.
Why don't you go on about it a little bit more? Because
like
that's definitely getting sorted out today.
It was like it was meant to be. Number 9. Rain, wind and cold set up perfect conditions for the Titans to impose a physical will on the overmatched Giants. Derrick Henry paced a punishing ground attack with 170 yards and 2 touchdowns on 33 carries, and the defence limited the Giants to 260 total net yards of offence. Henry's game marked a second consecutive 150-plus yards effort, and the win improved the Titans to 8-6 on the season and kept Tennessee in the hunt for the playoffs with 2 games still to go. Number 10. Despite playing in unfavourable wet conditions, Lamar Jackson led the Ravens to their 4th win in 5 games with a 2012 victory over the Bucs, with 131 passing yards, 95 rushing yards and 1 touchdown.
So we had a conversation about this, As we were saying, the Ravens look quite good. Lamar Jackson. I said weeks ago, I was like, this will be the end of Flacco, and then I can't remember the rumor. It was like, Flacco's not going to return.
Mm-hmm. Unlikely to return.
Unlikely to return. Then Lamar Jackson was doing terribly at the start of that game. Next thing, it cuts to Flacco in full kit, basically ready to go. And it's like, Lamar Jackson was moments away from getting benched because he wasn't playing well.
Yeah.
And then
he's
right back. But this is very much probably the end of
the Flacco.
Paul's favourite ever, all-time
favourite
quarterback and NFL player.
Personal friend. Number 11. Is Nick Foles about to orchestrate the greatest story in NFL history and lead the Eagles to a second straight miraculous Super Bowl title? Probably not, but it's fun to pretend. The Eagles returned to the LA Memorial Coliseum and pulled off one of this year's most stunning results. Philadelphia handed Los Angeles its first loss at home in 2018 with a balanced effort of big plays and big hits. Philly rediscovered the magic and unpredictability that propelled last year's run with a familiar face in Foles at the helm. Zach Ertz, the Eagles' tight end, only needs 10 more receptions to break the all-time tight end record of 110 receptions previously set by Jason Witten in 2012.
Anybody want to guess why?
Guess why what?
Guess why he's about to break that record?
Well, he might not. He needs 10 more receptions.
Might get it, you never know.
Over the remaining games. Well, yeah.
Anybody want to guess why? Parcel?
Probably.
Probably.
Might get left. Do you want me to carry on or do you want to go get...
I can't get out past this.
Past the mics. Do you want me to go?
Can you get out?
That's right.
Oh, I should have read the rest of the stats.
Oh, yeah.
I could have taken over as being the stats mister. Well, for the YouTube watchers, I'm also off. Everything's right with the world now. There's nobody at the door. I'm not sure which way around this one should be. I wonder if it's supposed to be that way.
Did you keep our listeners in?
That might be better.
Right. Start number 12. Steelers snapped a 5-game losing streak against the Patriots with a hard-fought win and improved to 8-5-1 on the season. Whew. The Steelers did it with a stellar running game anchored by rookie Jalen Samuels, who exploded with 142 yards on 19 carries, and a stout defensive effort, which limited one of the NFL's top offenses to 10 points. The Steelers' win kept them as the number 4 seed at the top of the AFC North, but also affected the AFC playoff picture. The Patriots fell out of the number 2 seed to number 3 after being leapfrogged by the Houston Texans, who improved to 10-4 with a win earlier in the afternoon. Brady, with an 8-yard completion to running back Rex Burkhead in the third quarter, became the 4th quarterback in league history to throw for 70,000 career yards. Really out of breath. Can't breathe. Joining all-time leaders Drew Brees, Peyton Manning and Hall of Famer Brett Favre. Sunday's loss marked the first time the Patriots have lost consecutive games in December since 2002. The last time the Patriots were not a 1 or 2 seed was 2009. There you go. Not the season for the Patriots.
It's been a really ropey season for the Patriots. They started badly. Then all the rumours started. I mean, we were saying this the other day, that this started before the season.
Oh, yeah.
So there was all the stuff about, Brady's not returning, he's done, all of that. Then he did return, but he wasn't at practice week 1. Then there was the first 4 weeks were really up and down for the Patriots. Brady didn't look comfortable. There was the rumours that him and Belichick weren't getting on. All sorts of stuff. Then they sort of settled into standard Patriot play. But then other teams, there's been a lot of situations where other teams have gone, the Patriots did something and it didn't work, so we'll do exactly the same and get it to work.
Oh, like plays and things.
And various different plays. There was that one that they really rubbed it in Brady's face where he tried something and I think he fell over, so it didn't work. The next play and the opposing team, they tried it and won. I meant to go back to the Eagles. The thing with the Eagles, we were saying, because while we were watching the game, that the Eagles look like a completely different team with Nick Foles at the helm. And we were like, we don't know what it is. It's like whether it's an energy thing, whether it's a
reminder of...
A reminder of
where they were.
Don't know, but they looked like a completely different team. The weirdest thing about that game was Darren Sproles, been injured most of the season, I think they said, came back, had an amazing game. His name was uttered more times in that game than I've heard it. And then I checked, because I said to you, I was like, I wonder how many points Darren Sproles had got. 4.
4 fantasy points.
4 fantasy points. It was bonkers. But he was just there all the time.
Ruling the field. Okay, final stat of the week. Number 13. The Colts defence managed a complete shutout of the Cowboys, taking them to a 23-0 victory. All of the Cowboys' losses this season have come against mobile quarterbacks, and this game was no exception, with Andrew Luck dancing out of trouble in the pocket. Marlon Mack was the star of the show, running for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns in the Colts versus the Cowboys. I think I put 2 stats together. There you go.
End of the day, the one thing you don't want to do is leave Marlon Mack on your bench.
Did you do that?
Isn't that right, Toots?
Don't think it
didn't make a lot of difference.
Affected things, did it? No.
So there we go.
There we go.
Stats.
Stat o'clock. Done.
From the stats mistress and only female member of the league.
Only female loser in the league.
Yeah, but I think that goes with the territory.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risk.
Bit of a gamble.
Yeah.
So...
Week 16.
Week 16.
Games.
Let's look at the Week 16.
Yeah. Just getting you ringing.
So, week 16 of 17. That's probably the answer.
Yeah.
Week 16 of 17.
That's what I was saying.
Probably another 2 weeks.
Actual games
Probs.
finish.
Again, 2 great weeks for football, boys and girls, because we get Saturday Sunday, Monday and Tuesday football. Loads of fushy ball. So what will that be? Tuesday's Christmas Day.
Yeah, it's overnight between Christmas Eve.
Tuesday for us, but it's still Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Christmas on Tuesday. Isn't that nice? Game 1, week 16. The Titans versus the Redskins.
Ooh, yes. I kind of think the Redskins are going to win this, but I'm going to go with the Titans.
I'm also going to go with the Titans.
Okay.
Not because I'm a copier.
No. Just because I got more points in my predictions this week, so you're going to follow my suit.
Wow. This is an interesting...
I usually copy what Paul says.
This is an interesting game. Chargers, Ravens.
Is it interesting? Potentially. I know who I'm backing. Oh, we haven't got Paul in his...
No, we haven't got,
and we
haven't
would,
got the
because
stats.
we're on a Wednesday, he would have his little stat.
Yeah, we haven't got the stats. I'm too lazy to look up where they're playing. It's all gone horribly wrong.
This makes us realise we need Paul. Nobody wanted to say out loud.
Nobody wanted to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I'm struggling
With what to pick?
with what to pick. The Chargers beat the Chiefs,
Yes.
which is something, and the Ravens didn't look brilliant in the week just gone. Put me down for the Chargers.
I'm going Chargers.
Oh yeah, you're copying me because I'm always right.
Is that a Saturday night game? Oh,
That's a Sunday. Yeah, it's Saturday night, Sunday morning.
okay.
1:20.
Right.
Right, Sunday 6:00. Cowboys Buccaneers.
Oh,
Cowboys
that's
took a
it.
horrible defeat, but the Buccaneers.
Yeah. I think the Cowboys will be on a mission to pick themselves back up.
Yeah, another one. I'm a little torn here. Obviously, I want the Buccaneers to do well because I'm gonna have to put their quarterback in. But I think the Cowboys, even though they had that horrible defeat, probably stand a better chance. Cowboys.
I'm Cowboys.
I'm a cowboy, baby. Next game, 6:00 Sunday. Lions Vikings.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm going to have to go with the Vikings on that one. I think they're playing better of the two.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings.
Vikings?
Yeah, okay. Right, here we go. Try your hardest to pick which of these two teams is going to win.
Okay.
The Panthers versus the Falcons.
That is quite a tough call. I think I'm going to go with the Panthers. No, actually, I saw something today when I was looking at stats. Cam's got his shoulder injury, which is actually quite bad, but they're still playing him. I'm going Falcons on that little nugget of information.
Pop me down for Falcons.
And I could do it with Matt Ryan.
Well, I mean,
Sorting himself
the
out.
Falcons have not really done anything this season, but they're saying
They were
that
doing-
Matt Ryan's like up there for passing leader.
They were doing very well, or he was, in terms of fantasy points. Early part of the season. But what have we got next?
Well, I accidentally pressed the thing, which took me into the thing, and then when you come out of the thing, it doesn't do the thing. So you're gonna have to bear with me because I'm now looking at week 12. Week 15. Okay, here we go. Eagles, Texans.
Eagles, Texans. If it had been like 2 weeks ago, I'd have said Texans, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know with the Nick Foles. I'm gonna go Eagles.
I'm also going Eagles on this one because I think, having watched the Eagles the other day, I think we could be on for a bit of something.
There's some.
Bit of summer. The next 6:00 Sunday game is the Colts versus the Giants.
Colts.
Colts for me, please.
Simples.
Simple. Now here we go. Another 6:00 game. Browns. Bengals.
That's easy for me. Do you want to go first? Because I've gone first a few times.
I am going to pick the Browns.
Me too.
The next 6:00 game is the Patriots versus the Bills.
Oh dear. Patriots.
Oh, I wonder who's going to win this one.
Patriots. If they don't take this, then something wrong.
Yeah, Patriots.
Okay.
Another 6 o'clock game is the Packers versus the Jets.
Oh.
Mm.
Do we care?
Like I keep saying,
Jets for me.
it feels really uncomfortable that the Packers aren't in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, to me there are teams that should always be there, always fighting it out. You know, Patriots should always be there. Well, whether they should or they should, they will always be there. The Packers should always be there. Probably the Steelers. These sorts of teams that should just always be there.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Packers aren't this season, it's quite uncomfortable. I'm backing the Packers.
You going with the Packers on that?
Yeah.
I think the Jets.
Okay. The Dolphins.
Just before you carry on, was it the Falcons in the game last week that didn't have any more running backs?
Yeah, there was something that came up that said that they were going to have to do something quite drastic because they had no running backs
They had
left to
X
play.
number of injuries and then somebody else went off.
Yeah.
And
all they could muster was a fullback or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about the Falcons Panthers game.
Well, they've got a week to sort that out.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Dolphins Jaguars, last of the 6 o'clock Sunday games.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins on that.
I'm also going with the Dolphins.
Because I said.
It isn't. It's because the Jaguars are awful.
Mm.
Right then, Sunday 9:05. 49ers versus the Bears.
I'm going to go with the the Bears.
Oh, wow. I'm also going to go with the 4 Bears.
Those 4 Bears.
Those 4 Bears. Another 9:05 game. Cardinals. Rams.
Go on, you get your prediction in first.
It's the Rams. It's the Rams.
It's the Rams. I'm going with the Rams then if you're saying Rams.
That's not the reason you go. Here we go.
Ooh, if it's the same one I'm looking at.
Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. This is game of the week. Cookie's choice game of the week.
Oh, no, maybe you're looking at a different one.
The Saints.
Oh, no, we haven't looked at it.
The Steelers. Game of the week. It's at 9:25. It's Sunday. And the winner is...
Steelers.
The Saints, you're correct.
You're going Saints?
Mm.
I'm going Steelers.
Good. That way we can have a fight.
Fight out.
And then we can watch the football.
And we needed to go different on something, otherwise we were both going to win.
I was going to win.
Everything.
I'm going to win. Monday, 1:20.
This is an interesting one, I think.
It is. Both of these teams are coming off a loss. The Seahawks versus the Chiefs. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. But
I'm going to... It's like head says one thing. I think I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
Do it. Go for it.
I think the Chiefs will win, but I kind of want the Seahawks to win, so I'm going to back them because maybe that's all they needed. They just need someone to believe in them and they'll win.
It's not a Christmas movie.
We need to. We need to spread the Seahawks cheer.
Yeah, we did. There was a load of Christmas movies on the TV at work today. It's like movies I'd never seen or heard of or anything. It was like, what the actual fuck is going on in these films?
Okay.
Yeah. The last game of the week, Tuesday, 1:15 in the morning, is the Raiders versus the Broncos.
I'm going the Broncos.
I'm also going the Broncos.
Of course you are.
Not because you did.
Yeah.
You don't know how to pick, even though you keep winning.
You just pick.
Just pick. Just pick.
Just pick the winner.
Just pick the winner. It's just that easy.
Okay.
There we go.
Week 16 games predicted. Locked and loaded.
Locked in. Ready to rumble.
Yeah.
Time is now.
And that's it, is it?
It is.
Week 15 review. Week 16 preview.
Review.
Dunded.
Dundo.
Awesome.
Oh, look at the blue ones.
Oh yeah, around the edge. Nice. Real nice. Well, thank you for joining me today.
You joined me.
Yes, I did.
My podcast.
Yes.
You're a guest.
I'm a standing guest.
You would be, like, if this was a TV show, you would be a special guest. But when, like in a series where the special guest is always the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they appear every week.
And you could be Stats Mistress.
And it could be NFL podcast featuring Stats Mistress.
It could. I mean, it's not going to be, but it could.
No, that's how I write it.
That's
like
how
when
you
I
write
refer
it
to
on
it.
your
Yeah.
business card.
When I'm writing my stats.
Stats Mistress for Yorkshire's #1 NFL podcast.
Yeah.
Leanne Davies.
Yeah.
Email, fax.
#1 Stats Mistress.
Facebook, Instagram.
#1 Stats Mistress for the #1 NFL podcast.
That is true.
In Yorkshire.
That is true.
Not just NFL. Anyway, let's stop.
We digress.
Yeah, before I keep rambling. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you for
Leave it
coming.
there. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you.
We'll be back. Make sure you are too. Done.
So there you go. What do you think to that? Week 15 in the bag, week 16 to come. It's nearly the end of the season, people. Then what will we do? What will we talk about, quite frankly? For you YouTube watchers, do us a favour and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Just having a little look, I noticed that people have been giving us little likes and things, so keep that up. That's good fun. Everybody should jump over to the cookiecast.com, send us an email, tell us how you're doing, send us some social media love. So next week it'll be week 16, and then I imagine it'll take a bit of a different turn as we slide towards the end of the 2018 NFL season. But until then, I'll say bye-bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.